Welcome to the Jay Tyner Show, where we discuss all things wealth management and retirement planning. And as always, the goal of our team here at Semmax Financial Group is to help you focus more on your life and less on your money. Now, as a reminder, check with your current advisor, planner, CPA, and read our disclosure in the video description below. Subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date on all of our new content. And by the way, if you have questions or need a 15-minute free consultation, please visit semmax.com or call 336-856-0080.
Hello, we're going to talk about 401ks today. I am joined by Mr. Larry and Michael, and the three of us have got some different little bits of information about 401ks you may not know. Right off the bat, I think the biggest thing about 401ks that people need to remember is the biggest appeal to them tends to be the tax breaks that you get. Remember, money that goes into a 401k may be money you're not paying taxes on now. It might, depending on how you take it. So right off the bat, if I can get money off, I want to shove as much as I can in there. Are there not some contribution limits?
Well, unfortunately, there are contribution limits. So for 2022, the contribution limit is $20,500 of your contribution dollars. Now, if you're over 50, you actually get an extra $6,500 that you can contribute for a total of $27,000.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, what about auto enrollment? Because I've heard some people are in them, some people are not. How does that work?
Yeah, more and more companies are setting up automatic enrollment so that as soon as you join the company, you're pretty much enrolled in their 401k, and they'll start deducting 3% out of your paycheck and maybe go up 1% every year automatically. And it's more than half of the companies are doing that these days.
And I do know there's some legislation that's out there that may be changing it to make it more mandatory. But if you're getting all these benefits, do you have to pay anything for it? Are there any kind of fees associated with this?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are fees. Lots of fees.
I'm going to help you out with your mic a little bit there. What kind of fees are we talking about?
I appreciate it. Well, the fees inside of it typically range from about 0.5% to 2.5%. And the fees are based on the expense ratio within the funds.
Okay.
So if the lower the expense ratio, the better the fees are for you. So you want to look for options that have a lower expense ratio.
Okay, I like that because I know inside of 401ks, people often think of them as free, but there can be costs associated depending on how it's invested. Now, along with what you were saying there, you can choose from a selection of different funds inside of your 401k. You may be familiar with something like a target date fund, which is it's just set up where it says, hey, I've got a retirement date of 2035. Well, what that means is the closer you get to 2035, the more conservative that account is going to be. That's nice for people that just want to set it and forget it. You don't have to think about it. It's just done. But generally speaking, the more conservative you are, that means the more bond heavy you are. Now, that may not be a problem, but it might depending on the situation. I think it's important to review your funds, whether you're in a target date fund, whether you've selected a blend of different positions, different S&P positions, or maybe you're tracking the NASDAQ or something international. I think it's important to look at your 401k periodically and just kind of make sure that the way you have it invested is in line with the way it should be. Now, also, your employer may let you choose individual stocks inside of your 401k plan. That's something that I think is often overlooked, and a lot of people don't take advantage of what's available there. So when you have a 401k plan, I would really encourage you to dive into it and look at how many different ways can I invest this, what all are available from a resource standpoint. So now, one thing that we touched on earlier with taxes, it may not be tax-free, but that might not be a bad thing. Why don't you explain that to us, Michael?
Right. Most 401k plans have a Roth contribution option. So instead of contributing dollars pre-tax, you contribute after-tax dollars. And almost 90% of the plans out there do offer a Roth contribution option in your 401k. So check with your benefits office to see if that is available to you.
Okay, and then what about this? What about if I leave a company? What happens in my 401k then? Is it stuck? Can I move it? How does that process look like?
Well, the cool thing is you can move it.
Wonderful.
So you have the option. You can either leave it with the company that you're at. That's an option. You can also roll it over to an IRA. You can take a lump sum That'll have tax implications on it, of course. And then you can also move it over into your new employer's 401k if they allow that as well. The problem with the lump sum issue is you're going to get hit with a 20% tax right off the bat. And if you are under 59.5, you also get that 10% withdrawal penalty as well. So the key thing to remember here is rolling it over. If you take possession of the funds, you need to make sure that within 60 days they are put back into wherever you are going to roll them over to.
Gotcha. So whether that's another 401k, whether that's an IRA, et cetera, right? Because you don't want to get hit with that penalty or the big tax bill all at once.
Exactly.
Now, I know you can also be in a situation where you may withdraw money from your 401k, but you might also be in a position where you must withdraw money from your 401k. That kicks in when you have those RMDs. So if you have funds inside of a 401k and you are of RMD age and you are taking funds from your IRA, et cetera, the money that you're pulling from your IRA is not going to cover the RMD that you have from your 401k. There is one exception here. If you're still working, you are not required to take an RMD out of your 401k account. So you may be in a position where rolling over might be a very attractive position from the standpoint of different investment options and more robust planning. However, you do need to be considering, do I have any kind of RMD considerations? Am I still working? How does that impact the overall? So let's say you don't want to take it out forever. What can we do there? Can we take a loan? Can we borrow?
Good question, Matt. There are loan options available in most 401k plans. Generally speaking, the IRS allows you to borrow up to $50,000 or a maximum of 50% of your vested value in your plan. Now, the interest that is charged is a pretty low interest rate. It's usually around prime plus 1%. And you're paying yourself back interest. The problem may come in, though, if you were to leave that employer. In most plans, you're required to pay that loan back in full within about 30 to 90 days.
So you can do it, but you may not want to. That's the takeaway.
Right.
I hope this has been beneficial. This may have brought up more questions than answers. If so, you're welcome to reach out to us and give us a call. You can reach us at 336-856-0080. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you've had a beneficial and enjoyable time. For Michael and Larry, I'm Matt Landon. You all have a wonderful day.